This is gonna be terrible. I've got the sneezies. The house is dry. I really need to stop putting it off and take out my humidifier to sleep at night. Hopefully I won't be blowing my nose every 3 seconds. This is gonna be annoying as heck. Oh, everybody's already online. Now I need to figure out what's wrong with Restream that makes my stream blocky like that. Because we narrow it down, because I never had a single trouble with just Streamlabs. Or Zoom. Yeah, sorry for the sniffles. It's gonna have to settle eventually. Do 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 stoots do 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 po 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 do 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 do. It's my stream. I can do what I want. Do 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 do. Gotta go and put the Facebook stream on public so I can get the comments when there's some. Do 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 do. Okay, I believe we can get to the screen. Yes, we can. Gonna pose the rules, start the music, because it's important to follow the rules. Please ignore the pixelization. It settles. It'll settle eventually. All right, super. I should get some Valentine garlands. Because I have some for Halloween and some for Christmas, but I would like to have more. I like garlands. Where is my script? There it is. Of course, when I say script, imagine some quotes around that, because I write these like super last minute. Okay, there's somebody on Facebook, there's somebody on Twitch. Feel free to chat. I'm actually at the desk today, so my replies will be faster. I see everybody's chat. And from the feel of things, I'm going to wipe down my screen real quick. He thinks it's going to be time to Windex it soon. I gotta update to Big Sur eventually. Apparently there was some Bluetooth issues that are now been fixed. I still don't know if the scan issues are fixed. I need to check that out because I can't scan at all. My software recognizes that I have scanners, but they eventually cannot get the signal, and that's freaking annoying. Is that Tiasu? Oh, I love Tiazu. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce their name, but I love Tiazu's music. Just from the feel of things, I got an idea that this is going to be one of those 1.5 hour streams. Just from the amount of backdrops I need to draw for this one. Because I don't have a bread stamp. So basically what is happening here is back at my bakery job, spotted a bread that was badly put back on top of other breads instead of put back where it belongs because customers are pieces of shit. And keep in mind I'm 5'2". And doing the blue sketch, you can get away with doing shorthands. I usually clean it up during penciling, so I know what to do when I'm inking. You can tell this is an old story because I still have long hair. Mom trimmed my hair today. I feel so good. I mean, if you guys are there, and I know you are, I can see the amount of people per stream that is watching. Say something in the chat. Don't be shy. I don't bite, especially not at this distance. Alright, gotta mute the mic because I need to blow my nose again. Every time I sneeze, I have to blow my nose. It's the law. Now to have a sippy sip because it's important to stay hydrated. You're supposed to change layers when you do the pencils sharing. So if anybody was wondering how the steal the footstool from Mom's office plan went, it went fine. I got her permission. Now it's a little easier for me to work Because the thing is, even at the lowest sitting, my feet were not exactly touching the floor still. The running gag is I am very short. And it still holds true. But now I got the adjustable footstool. I can actually touch the floor, quote unquote. Because the thing is, it was kind of cutting the circulation under my legs trying to reach the floor. But now with the stool, my legs have plenty of place to go around the chair. And the blood has plenty of room to go right to my toes. So you see, everybody wins. All jobs would be so much easier if people would stop being arseholes. Because when it comes to the job itself, taking care of the bread, baking pies, baking bread, that part's easy. Dealing with people that feel the need to be absolute dicks for no good reason, as shown here. That's what makes work miserable. Work does not have to be miserable. There's just some people that feel the need to be dicks. Even at my most annoyed, I try not to be a dick when it comes to retail and customer service and stuff like that, but yeah, of course, I'm live streaming. The dog feels the need to sing the song of its people. Like, for example, with Best Buy. Holy fuck, Best Buy. I had no choice but to get mad that one time because it was being absolutely ridiculous. Because I needed a solid state hard drive for my previous Mac at the time, and it took a month to get it ordered and sent to the store so that they could install it. because we do not have any local Best Buy shops. And I kept calling them, like, are you certain this is compatible with my Mac? And will it come with an installation bracket? And they kept saying, yes, it will come with an installation bracket. It comes with it. Are you certain? Yes, we are. And then the store finally called. Yes, we would like to tell you that your external drive has arrived. Would you like us to mail it to you? And I'm like, no, you're supposed to keep it so I can then bring my computer to you so you can install it. And, oh, okay. So my parents go and bring the computer to them. And after a month of talking and constantly talking about that freaking bracket, Mom calls me and says they say they can't install it because it doesn't have a bracket. And I'm like, excuse me? And she goes, would you like to talk to the guy in front of me? He says he's a manager. And I, yes, please. And I pretty much told him what I was thinking. And he said, well, when you said desktop, we thought you meant desktop as in a laptop. And I'm like, what? Yeah, when I said desktop, I meant desktop. There is literally laptop and desktop. The only thing out of that is a tablet. And we both know I would have used the word tablet. Well, would you like a bracket for it? Yes, because do you guys not leave each other notes or something? Because I've been talking to this other guy for an entire month about how it has to come with a bracket so I can get it installed in a desktop computer. I kept saying it was a big-ass, giant 27-inch iMac. And that took another couple of weeks. And I wasn't getting any news, so I called them again. And I asked them what was going on with my Mac, and they said, oh, we were supposed to mail it back to you? I'm like, no, keep it. Finish your game of COD on it. I don't care. I'm only using this computer exclusively for my one job. And then it came back, the camera, the built-in camera was unfocused. They had reinstalled the screen without realigning the camera, so I had this black bar on the left side, so I had to purchase a separate webcam. And there was dust and fingerprints under the screen. It was a real nightmare. I was not a happy camper, let me tell you. But like when you go out to shop and your goal is to be an asshole right out the door, that's when we're going to have a problem. I know you guys can't experience that, but my face smells amazing. It's been terribly dry just this morning, so I put some Sakura Lush lotion on it. It's wonderful. Also, for those curious, I'm having some purple drink today. My throat feels better, but it is technically my third day talking on stream. As we all know, I had a Zoom class on Friday that lasted 4 hours. Then I had the Colors of the Month Challenge live stream yesterday. This isn't even the first case of bread tempering that I had to deal with. First one being my manager came up to me and the girl that was working with me at the time and told us to be careful when we wrap the bread because it was getting loose, and showed us how to tighten the bag of the breads. And I'm like, but I always do that. The bread is always tight when I put it there. And she goes, no, it's not. I found some loose ones again today. I'm like, it's not me. Like, literally, you can't exactly get loose bread when you wrap the bread and then give it a slap to twirl it. And when it's at its tightest, that's when you put the twist tie on it. You cannot get loose bread. And it stays like that. About 2 weeks later, manager came back to apologize. Turns out, there was an old lady that would open our fresh baked bread, take 2 slices, close the bag back, and leave it there. And my manager had caught her. Asked her what she was doing. She said, well, I'm taking some bread. And she goes, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, hi, Paul. Oh, man. I said that like Tommy Wiseau, like, oh, hey, Mark. Then the old lady told my manager, well, I've always done that. And my manager said, well, maybe you always done that. Doesn't make it right. You're not supposed to do that. If stories like that don't convince you that I need to not go back to retail ever, I don't know what is. Don't forget I have a Patreon. Because let's be honest, I'm happiest when I draw. And when I'm not getting yelled at by idiots. Ah, crap! Hang on, guys! Frickin'... Consider yourself banned, you little son of a bitch. I'm gonna pop out the chat so I can see if I can delete. Because usually when I ban, it deletes. Okay, I think we're good. Ah, freaking hate those bots. Anyway, hi, Paul. Or even worse, when you really like a job, but the job doesn't like you. Because I seriously really loved when I was selling video games. Even if people kept asking for men, because what the hell do I know about video games? I only grew up with them since 1980 fucking 2. But my boss kept putting me... Well, you can block them for yourself, I suppose. The thing is, I would need a mod, because those bots usually show up on my Twitch, and you're on YouTube. And I would definitely need a live moderator, because even if I put in keywords that I don't want to see, as you probably saw in the comment, they use all kinds of accents and symbols to try and pass that firewall that I put up. It's very hateful. Not a lot of people watch my stream at the time that I have to put it, because it's the most convenient time for me because of all the other work I do. But yeah, my manager, my boss at the electronics store liked to pull me out of video games and put me somewhere else where I was less knowledgeable, to say the least. Like, just freaking put me in the one department where I'm good. Please. And then he decided to get another manager who asked me where I wanted to be, and I said the video games, and then he put me in music and put a guy in the video games. Said guy was even on TV to talk about the upcoming Mortal Kombat at the time. And not to shit on him, but he mumbled his way through it. Like, he was very generic instead of speaking of the game itself. He spoke more in a generic term of gameplay and such. We all know how to play Mortal Kombat. Just tell us about the new stuff. Yeah, I mean, what the hell do I know about games? I mean, it's not like I play them every frickin' day. It's not like I grew up with them. It's not like I got everything from the NES to the Switch and a couple PlayStations and even a Game Gear. Oh, wait, I do. I didn't really learn how to make one because the dough came in already made, but I knew how to shape it well. I haven't made bread in forever though. I made some when I was in the cooking class that I took to legally help my dad at his job when he had a crazy gout attack that he couldn't work. But the teacher told us that we needed to keep kneading the bread, and I ended up with rocks. Of course, that's the same teacher that wouldn't believe me that I cut myself cutting garlic. And I kept telling her I needed a band-aid, and she kept telling me, yeah, I gotta help the student first. And I'm like, that student is not bleeding. I am. Give me a fucking band-aid. And now y'all know why I'm so aggressive. I kinda have no choice to be aggressive, or else I'm going to get ignored. And for someone like me, that's really exhausting after a while. Also, fun fact, if you scratch your LED screen, and the scratch is not deep, you can actually bring it back by literally erasing the scratch with a normal eraser. Like a Mars plastic one there. You need to rub in the direction of the scratch, and after a while it's just going to even out. I know, because that's how I saved I think, like a giant TV that my manager wanted to discount because of the scratch. Then I just looked it up and I tried it. The TV was as good as new. Here's the thing, my screen is not scratched. What's going on is that it seems that my nibs leave a residue if I draw a little harder. So all I need to do is once in a while stop and wipe down my screen really hard, and at least once a week or minimum twice a month. No, it's okay, I can talk about my screen too. I use some electronic spray to give it a good wipe down. It also helps that I put the sensitivity of my tablet up so I don't have to push as hard. Even if now it made it a little bit more difficult to get line weight. It's like my nibs are greasy or something. I don't know how to explain it. But it is salvageable. When you grow up poor, you figure out ways to repair shit. Also, it's a good thing I know how to sew because people, not necessarily kids, were a big fan of breaking the plushies that we had at the store. We already know about the father who broke his son's yellow Yoshi. I had an idiot that while I was gone on lunch decided to rip off all the bracelets off a Bowser Yoshi, and the guy that was there to replace me didn't notice, which pissed me off, seeing as that particular plushie at the time was like on the counter. So what the hell, Michael? We had 4 Michaels, so 2 of them were incredibly stupid and 2 of them were perfectly decent, good workers. Like the Michael I'm talking about, he once turned to one of our other girls, which was rare because most of the time I was the only girl working there, and told her that she was as beautiful as an elephant. And he meant that genuinely. He meant that. We were like, what? I did like one of the times where this one customer made a big arc to really avoid me real good in my own frickin' department to go talk to one of my coworkers that was there during his lunchtime, who was male, of course, because what do us women know? To ask him about video games, and the guy just looks at him and points to me and said, well, you should probably ask her, she's the expert. I'm like, thank you! Because the previous time, when that coworker was there, the customer was actually asking me questions, and as I was about to answer, he would talk over me to answer the customer. And after the 3rd time, I just turned around, gave him a nasty glare, which made him shut up and leave the store and come back like 2 hours later to apologize. I like being helped when I need help. When I don't need help, shut the fuck up, okay? I understand that I don't have a PlayStation account. I still know how they work. Like even one time that coworker asked me to contact PlayStation because he had trouble with his Diablo game. And I was like, PlayStation's not gonna help you for that problem. You have to contact Blizzard. And he said, please. So I call up PlayStation customer service. Finally get a guy after waiting. And I told him, I'm terribly sorry, but I know I am completely wasting your time. Can you just confirm to my friend next to me that he needs to contact Blizzard for his Diablo issue and not you guys? And what a surprise, I was right. And that's why I have to be loud and aggressive. I have no choice, or else people don't listen to me. It's like they're tapping me on the head. That's nice, Sharon, now. Go away, grown-ups are talking. And I'm like, I'm older than you! This is why I need so many naps. Living is exhausting. Also, I freaking love the Victory Racer on Clip Studio. It's making even lines so much easier. Of course, that's not how I do it when I work traditionally. But it's nice to have. I am thirsty. I'm gonna save that real quick and I'm gonna have a big, great Kool-Aid sip. Now I gotta draw all that bread. You know, I don't know, because I talk a lot during the streams. Personally, I feel it at... or it's just the stream itself keeps me focused on my work, because usually when I work, I am perfectly silent or singing my ass off if I know the song that's playing. But it stops me from like going on Facebook and checking my social media, because I can't just do one thing at once. I cannot. And when I say I'm in complete silence, I mean I'm not talking, because I need to have some sound while I work. I need music. If I need to be writing something, I need music with no lyrics, like video game soundtrack and stuff like that. If I'm just drawing and I don't need to write anything, then I can like get some Let's Plays like Game Grumps, stuff like that, or r/nice guys, r/neckbeard videos. Rarely will I use music that matches what I'm drawing. I usually use video game soundtrack music, because the thing with video game music is that it is meant to keep you playing. So I figure, using that logic, it's also meant to keep you doing whatever task you're doing. And in my case, it works. As far as my creativity go, I've never really felt it go away, you know? I've never woken up and thought, I don't feel creative today. Like, there are some days that I will take off where I will just play video games and or sleep because I'm tired. But I never feel my head empty and uncreative. As you saw in the class when I started showing off my plushies, I need to be creating all the frickin' time. Don't feel like drawing today? I will sew something. Don't feel like sewing? I'll needle felt. Don't feel like felting? I will sculpt. Don't feel like sculpting? I will write. Don't feel like writing? Well, go back to bed then. But joking aside, I've never felt uncreative, as far as I know. During my entire grade 12, I drew a several hundred pages long comic for the entire year. It's not finished. I know the ending, but it's not finished. It's in a shoebox somewhere. And I clearly remember, while I was working on it in class, because that's the kind of a rebel I am, get this page out of my head so I can go back to my work. And then a teacher's assistant would sneak up behind me, put her hand on my shoulder and tell me, and whisper slowly to work. And that would scare the shit out of me. And then I was like, wait, what was that idea that I had for my work? And it was gone. Because I need to be doing something else while I work. I just do. But of course, in the time period where that happened, it's not that I had ADHD, it's that I didn't want to apply myself, of course. You know the rules. I'm not even sure where the shoebox is. I know it's in the house. It is definitely in the house. But I don't know where it was, because last time I remember seeing it was in my old room upstairs. And that room doesn't even have a closet anymore. But it is in the house. And I think, because I remember numbering the pages, I'm pretty sure that comic is around 300 pages at least. But it definitely needs a redraw if I ever want to... Well, not a redraw. The art itself, I mean, understand that I was still in my mid-teens at that point. So it's normal the art looks the way it does, but it definitely needs a rewrite because it's not politically correct. So it needs to be fixed. So that comic had a lot of stop drawing, stop drawing, stop drawing, do your work. I would like to do my work if you would tell me, if you would stop telling me to stop drawing. Same goes for my homeworks. My mom kept forcing me to shut down the Disney afternoon so I would do my homework, but then I couldn't focus on my homework. And once again, we know the song is because you don't want to apply yourself. Oh, dear Lord, no, 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 no. First of all, I can't scan right now. It's a Mac Catalina problem. I need to update to a Big Sur eventually. To see if the scanning issue has been fixed. There was also a Bluetooth issue that I know has been fixed recently. And it definitely needs a rewrite. Because I do not feel comfortable showing the current version of that comic online. And like I said, it's not about the art because I have posted the drawing I showed you Friday night. My first 1985 drawing when I was 3. And on Divine Art, there's a drawing that I did in the 90s in 6th grade that I also posted. It's not the quality of the art, it's the quality of the writing. And it is not okay. If you understand what I mean. So attempting to update the comic would need an entire redraw anyway, since it needs a rewrite. Because times were different back then. Gonna save, gonna sip, gonna turn on a light because The natural light has been very finicky today, and I'm a big fan of seeing what I'm doing. Gonna wipe down my screen while I'm thinking about it. It looks like the screen didn't pixelate too much. Or maybe it did and I just wasn't paying attention. I rarely pay attention. Gonna mute the sound a couple seconds again. I have a runny nose. I'm not sick. I just have a runny nose. It's different. Alright, I believe we're free to start coloring now. Maybe if we go to the correct... There we go. You know, I think I like arts and creating so much because of the sheer amount of cartoons and comics I used to read. And when I say comics, I mostly mean Archie's, because that's the only comic collection in the house that spans several rooms and at least 2 fans, me and Mom. That's why there's not really any superheroes. Well, I do have some magical girls and some magical boys in my roster of characters, but I don't really have a single Western-style superhero. Yeah, it showed up yesterday during the traditional live stream, but it did not show up at all during the Zoom class, so I'm thinking it's a restream issue. Because there's no pixelation when I use Streamlabs anyway, but there is some when I use Restream. So even if I'm working in a lot of superhero comics, I don't have a superhero of my own, and I don't really feel the need to create one, because that's not the kind of stories that comes to my mind. And sure, I do have some superhero comics here. I've got some Marvel and DC, like from the 70s and 80s, because they were hand-me-downs from my uncle. And then there's the 2 boxes that my mom found at the antique shop that we like to go to. But that's about it. I have never drawn Polka Dot Pirate outside of Little Aurora Man. I do have some variations that were not published, but it was with Aurora Man in mind. Because Jeff wanted to see different age variants of the character, but now he's not even sure he wants to use it because he's not sure Polka Dot Pirate is truly public domain. Especially after the whole thing with Nelvana and stuff like that. But it's not... Superheroes are not a subject that will automatically come to mind to me when I draw at random, because that's not where my mind goes. My mind will go to the stuff I read most. Thank you. It is fun to get to redesign younger versions of characters Like, it's half my usual, I don't know what's going on, I blink and suddenly there's art, and half there's an actual process, because I will think up a character and not just de-age the character, but also de-age their clothes, because if they're kids, they don't have access to the same clothing budget. So that's why a lot of the characters in Little Aurora Man... Where's my red? There we go. In Little Aurora Man, their clothes don't really fit, or they look handmade, or... Like, the only reason... what's his face there? What's the name of that guy? I don't remember him, but he... The version that I did of him was short and fat, with blonde curly hair, and he had this pink and blue armor, because in his original comic his armor was red and darker blue, and he was fit. And the only reason he had a good looking armor is because his parents were rich. I headcanon little things like that. Polka Dot Pirate, her cape is basically a security blanket. Literally a security blanket that she wrapped around her neck. Because it was meant, further down the story, there was a story that was supposed to center only around her, where she was not confident as a superhero because she had no superpowers, unlike Little Aurora Man, Little Auric, Little Big Nick. But sadly, it will not come to pass. There was another one that I redesigned as a little Spanish boy, because I was getting a little tired of only drawing white people. Because that's not how the real world works. There's different skin tones, there's different races. So this guy was originally white, and I made him Spanish with olive skin. And the original story of that guy is that he created pills to make himself invisible. But this is a kid, a genius kid, but a kid, so he made gummy bears. He would eat gummy bears to make himself invisible. It's all kind of little things that you actually have to think about to make your characters interesting. Like in the case of What's-His-Face and Bumble. You see, I'm working right now, so I can't remember any names. But like that redhead guy with the yellow earphones, and Bumble, the abominable snowman. In the original Ranking Bass story, which we are allowed to use the characters because of a copyright issue with the movie. Sure, if I can think about it. Maybe we could recycle one of the Polka Dot Pirate stories into another one, but writing stuff like that, that's more Jeff's side of things. I'm not exactly a writer. There you go, Yukon Cornelius. There we go. The young version of Yukon has earphones for two reasons. Because I don't know if anybody noticed when I draw young Yukon Cornelius and Bumble, young Yukon has earphones, but they're not plugged into anything because he's not using them to listen to music. He actually uses them to translate what the Bumble is telling him. In the original movie, Yukon had yellow earmuffs to keep his ears warm. As a kid, he has yellow earphones to translate what Bumble is saying. That's why he keeps them around his neck, so he can hear what Bumble is saying and then repeat what the translation he hears from the headphones. And there you go, my love of Easter eggs strikes again. Because I feel creating characters with little details like that makes them more organic. Like there's a plan behind the madness. Why is my arm buzzing so much? What's going on? Okay. I'm getting 3 million messages that I don't have to look at. The lasso fill, another tool that I absolutely love to use. It makes my life so much easier. I mean, original Polka Dot Pirate was blonde. Ours is brown-haired because she was based off a real person. And it was sort of a cameo. That's why her face is rendered differently from the others, not just because she's a girl. Maybe if we could rename her to something like Polka Dot Princess or something, maybe it'll pass better, but I don't know. Because I did, at the base, make her look quite different from the original. But then again, with the way copyright rules are going right now, I don't want to take the chance. But at least it's not a Nintendo character, so there's no chances of, well, the chances of cease and desist are low. They're there, but they're low. Nintendo is being an absolute asshole. I don't want to be that far up my ass where I get to a point where people don't want to show me the derivative work that they've done based on my characters for fear of me yelling at them and trying to sue them, and they got like 15 cents in the bank. Like, what kind of entitled assholes go, please enjoy my work, okay, we will, no, not like that. How else do you find out future employees if you won't freaking let them enjoy your content the way they think? Because if they have ideas for a game and they know how to program, Don't use our characters. You're stealing money from us. You're a freaking company. If you don't know how to manage your money, don't blame it on your fans. Bonus points when the fans don't even ask for money for their fan game project. When you're not happy because somebody drew a fan art and I don't like the way you represented that character. Like, sure, I wouldn't want to see porn of my characters. Just don't show it to me and I'll be fine, you know? It's not like I search Google every day, porn of this character. I will survive. You gotta be reasonable too here. You're ruining the reputation of the character. No, you're ruining the reputation of the character because you won't frickin' let us play with them any way we want. Like, I've got a comic here from Junko Mizuno. And this edition of the comic has footnotes. And she suggests reading the footnotes after you finish reading the comic. And what I did is I read the footnotes as I read the comic for the first time. If she was following Nintendo rules, I would be getting a tweet at every page telling me not to enjoy the comic that way. See how stupid it sounds? What's the point of making media if then you don't want to see variations? Stop making fan art. Hey, maybe you have somebody that can help when the eventual comic and or animation comes out. Hire them. We don't want them to make money on our IP. Have them work on your IP if you're that freaking worried. You're a company. Well, we don't have that kind of money. Well, do what, I have no memory for names while I'm working. It's nuts. The old president of Nintendo. What he did when his company was low a little bit on money, he took a smaller salary. Gee, what a novel concept. Multiply. That's not what I want. There we go. Like that meme that Adam Ellis made. Let people enjoy things. I like that copyright idea that after the creator's dead, the descendants is gonna get all the copyright money. Get a job. I mean, seriously. Yeah, but Sharon, what about people who do bad things to your characters after you're dead? What do I care? I'm dead. What about the reputation of your characters? I'm dead. What am I gonna do? It's not like I'm gonna have descendants anyway. My descendants are literally my characters, but at the same time, they're characters. I mean, I'd like to keep copyright while I'm alive, but once I'm dead... And look at that, I'm the same color as the bread. We're almost done. That was almost not painful. Of course, it's not a Shiro stream if Shiro isn't complaining. That's how you get creative, you know? You get inspired by the media you consume, but then you're not allowed to play outside the confines of that media. You're not allowed to make fan comics. You're not allowed, and recently in Japan they want to outlaw cosplay because they claim it takes money away from the creators. But you know what takes money away from the creators? Producers that don't pay the frickin' creators. Same goes for when record labels claim that pirating music was taking money away from the artist. No, it's taking money away from you. Because you're the middleman, and you don't like that. Because pirating does not mean we're going to stop completely buying media. It just means we have no other access to said media. It's not necessarily a money thing. Because sometimes things are region locked. Looking at you, video games. Or they're not available anymore. But we still want to experience them. And of course, once again, Nintendo is being a complete hard ass about it because they shut down a lot of good, reputable ROM sites. Because, you're sharing our games. You're not publishing those damn games anymore. Alright, I believe I'm done for today. Yeah. Sure looks like it. I've got hair all over my keyboard. My mom buzzed my hair today. I feel great though. I love short hair. Alright, one last save and then we are done. We are donezo. Come on. Pause. Bah. And as usual, as with every end of stream, thank you guys for watching. Extra special thanks to my patrons, Amber B, Jeff B, Paul K, Graham S. Your constant support is immensely appreciated. Next live stream, of course, is going to be next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. I know I had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. I swear my Kool-Aid is non-alcoholic. I had a lot of fun drawing this, and I'll see you guys next